Broadcasting live. It's America's longest running talk show on computers. It's Computer America, bringing you the biggest names in technology with guest interviews, new products, and your emails. Listen live at computeramerica.com on any device around the world. Email the show at live@computeramerica.com or find us on social media. Be sure to check out our website for contests, giveaways, show notes, live video stream, podcasts, and more. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello and welcome into the Computer America Show. We are the nation's longest running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers and technology, shaking off the cobwebs because obviously yesterday, if you were paying attention, we had a best of Computer America where we had our we played our interview with Ronald. Let's get the full name here. We played our interview with we had just right here. Unfortunately, he was at the shooting in Jacksonville, Florida during the Madden tournament, Mr. Ronald Casey, and we played that yesterday. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It was a very interesting interview, and we felt like, hey, people should definitely hear it if they didn't catch it the first time. But we did not have a show, so it was a long weekend for us. We hope everyone out there had a great weekend, and welcome back into Computer America, where today on our show, well, we have a great guest for you. In the first part of the program, it will be a company known as Echogear. And Echogear, they make everything from monitor mounts, TV mounts, TV accessories and AV accessories, a whole bunch of stuff that you probably at one point or another need or are going to need because to get that really nice finished look to your technology. I'm sure that you've walked into some people's rooms and they have, just horrible cable management or everything's just kind of thrown together, hodgepodge style. To give it a really nice clean look, Echogear is here to tell us how you can do that. So that's in the first part of the program. In the second part of the program, we have computer and technology news. And a lot of news has been breaking. Yesterday, as I said, not on the air, but Google Plus is no longer on the air either. Yeah, Google Plus had a bit of a security breach, and Google pulled the lifeline from that, and even beyond that, Google has a lot of news. So second part of the program, computer and technology news, probably dominated by Google News. All that and more, and you can find that at computeramerica.com along with the live video feed as well as any archives, show notes, things like that. You can find, and of course the contest, you can find that there at Computer America. So all that being said, don't want to keep our guests waiting anymore. Just want to jump right into this. And as I said before, Echogear will be joining us to tell us what they do, how they do it. And joining us is none other than Mr. Ryan Hagberg. He is the Director of Marketing for the Consumer Division for the company. And Ryan, how you doing? Welcome on to Computer America.
Hey, thank you. So great to be here, and thanks for having me.
Our pleasure, our pleasure. So I guess a good place to start, as always, is the beginning. Tell us a bit of background for Echogear and tell us a bit of your background. How did you find yourself working with them?
Sure. Well, Echogear, we, like you said, we make TV wall mounts and other audio-video related accessories. So we started out with wall mounts and created really good product at really good value and started to grow a business for ourselves, and then decided to say, how else can we help consumers who are mounting their TVs? So then expanded that assortment into other accessories like cables and power, etc. The other things you need to kind of help you with your full TV mounting setup. And then what we did this past February is we launched a line of monitor mounts designed for gamers. We saw first we've got some gamers on staff, and we identified an opportunity here to help gamers like we do with people with their TVs to get the most out of their gaming experience with their monitors. And so we launched our line of monitor mounts for gamers.
Very, very cool. And you're going to tell us all about the game monitors, but of course we'll touch on some of the other products. But yeah, and like you said, you started out with the TVs. You know, we have a question here about who can use your products. Is this for obviously gamers? They're very they're a very frenzied bunch. They definitely like things to look a certain way. But looking at some of your products, your products aren't really meant to be seen in a lot of cases. They're meant to, kind of have things sorted nice and neat, make other products look very good. Who do you kind of aim your product towards? You just said gamers, but talk about your TV mounts and your AV accessories. Who is your kind of target market?
Sure. Well, all of our products are geared for the doer, the DIY person who wants to, create a setup that's unique for them. And so we design products that allow that person to kind of come up with their vision, and then our products will support that vision to get the setup the way you want it. The reason why we design for gamers is because gamers, each individual gamer is different in that their battle station or their desk setup has unique needs, and we want to develop universal solutions to get them that configuration, get them that setup the way that they want it, that's unique to them, and not just something that's standard out of the box, kind of a one setup and that's all that you get. So all of our products are designed with the movement and the functionality to position monitors wherever you want them, and that's kind of where we came with it, is that, to give you that unique opportunity. However, these products don't have to be used just by gamers. If you're an at-home and you've got a computer setup or even office, the advantages that the product gives you really apply across people who are using computer monitors, not just for gamers. However, the build quality that goes into these products and the configurability and the customization that's involved really provides a great benefit for gamers.
Yeah, that kind of answers my next question, but I'll ask it anyways. A lot of gamers and other people, let's say they just purchased the flashiest new TV, $2,000 out, just left their wallet, or they're setting up a new battle station and they just spent $1,500 on new monitors. Why would someone kind of and we have the prices up here, but kind of talk about why someone would maybe consider maybe one of your wall mounts or one of your monitor mounts, as opposed to just kind of what comes out of the box, either like a stand or something like that. What kind of added value do you have for, I guess, kind of that finished look for a setup?
Sure. Well, similar to, the reason people mount their TVs is to, create more room space. And so you don't need to have your TV sitting on an EV stand or some other sort of piece of furniture to hold that TV. You can get it up off your wall and clear up that room space. The same applies to people who are using monitors. Monitors, whether it's a single or even if you've got 3 of them in an array setup, take up a lot of desk space. And especially with gamers, when you've got all of these accessories and peripherals taking up all that space, your desk becomes that space becomes at a premium. And so what we allow you to do is to get your monitors off their stands and basically hover over your desk space. So you clear up your entire desk again so that you have all that space for all your accessories and peripherals, and not be bound by where your monitor needs to sit on and stand on its desk. And that's really the biggest benefit. Another reason people, want to use them is because we can position the monitor exactly where you want it and exactly where it's comfortable for you. So again, you're not trying to, orchestrate your desk with, phone books or shelving systems to get your monitors where you need them. Our variable height adjust and rotation allows you to basically position your monitor either where you want it or where it's most comfortable. And that's why gamers, it's so important, because of extended gameplay and looking at your monitor for such an extended period of time. You want to do that in a comfortable manner, so not only save your desk space, but also not experience neck pain from that extended gaming. Here you can lift it up at eye level and have it at a very comfortable position, just like people want to do with their TV.
Very, very true. And trust me, I've spent a lot of time looking at a monitor that always had that little bit of glare. It certainly can make a very, very big difference. Talk about the and I'm not sure if you have any stories of maybe designing these things or going through iterations. You mentioned that you had a couple gamers, kind of in the office, and you made this specifically for that. I mean, obviously, going from a stationary TV mount is one thing. There can be some pivot and stuff like that. But were there any, kind of anything throughout the the design phase where you're like, this joint just kind of wears out too quickly because, I find myself, kind of doing that, or gaming monitors are more heavy than regular monitors, so we had to change that. What were some special considerations you gave to, these designs of these products?
Sure. Yes, I think that the quality came as number one. That we know gamers expect in all of the purchases that they make. They want it to last, and they want it to be durable and not have to go through a replacement cycle. And looking at all of the different configurations and, like you said, monitors that gamers use, we had to make sure that their monitors stayed sturdy, hold their position, and don't give them any kind of a frustration that they have to continue to deal with. It's sort of like we joke that we're the unsung hero when it comes to audiovisual, and that you can kind of set us and forget us, but however, then we're achieving our job if you forget about us, because then you don't have to worry about touching the product again. However, in our gaming product, we do have the ability to reconfigure monitors the way that you want them. So whether you're in a immersive simulator setting where you've got 3 monitors all the way across, or let's say you want to rotate one 90 degrees to have in a portrait setting to run your chat feed or whatever, we give you the ability to set it up however you want, and you can either set it and forget it, or you can continue to change it how your gaming needs evolve.
Very, very nice. I mean, you said unsung heroes. I think it kind of applies to what I said earlier, which really is that, your products are there to make other products look really, really good. And, your products are kind of behind the scenes. And admittedly, I know that whenever you enter a room and you see, let's say, triple monitors all set up in one array, it's very striking. But again, the monitors, kind of take the eye. But you're right, that's certainly, becoming more and more of a thing, especially as people build their own, use the term battle station, workstation, streaming setups, esports, that kind of thing. I mean, there's a lot of different segments that are looking to not just have one monitor and have one monitor, kind of positioned kind of where they want it, but you are really, trying to introduce yourself to, esports and to streamers and things like that. I mean, how do you see, kind of the growth of not just one monitor, but multiple monitor setups and multiple arms? Do you see this as a trend that's going to kind of continue to grow as these markets really start to mature?
I definitely do. I think that, as we've experienced, with TVs, monitors are becoming more affordable, and thus, people are thinking about, well, what, I could have more than one and get that set up and be able to do more, sort of coming from a workstation environment where you want to have multiple monitors for productivity. Same applies to gamers, where you want to have one monitor that's focused on your gameplay, another monitor that's maybe on your email or your web browser, and then another monitor that's, like I said, on your Twitch feed or something, so that you're not having to, switch back and forth for all these programs that are just visible, or bring them all together and have them work together for this immersive experience. I think it's the options are unlimited now, and it's very approachable for most people to get themselves into a multi-monitor setup.
I agree, and your productivity goes way up. And when I say productivity, I mean video games are much more enjoyable when you get multiple monitors. So talk about the different setups that you have here. We've been poking around the website. Everyone out there, echogear.com, I believe. Let's see. Yep, echogear.com. We'll have a link to it in the show notes. But talk about the different kinds of monitor setups, because Like we said, some people are happy with one, but I see here you go up to 2 to 3, and not every 2 monitor setup is the same. So talk about what you have to offer.
Sure. Thinking about what most people have in a typical setup, whether it's a single monitor, we also see dual monitors as well as triple monitors being very common. And we have products that are designed to handle each of those configurations. However, a combination of our products too could really set yourself up for an unlimited possibilities. And so we start with we've got a single monitor mount that has adjustable height, and then it's kind of a set it and forget it. So it allows you to pull the monitor towards you so that you can get closer to your screen, and so you don't have to be hunched over. But then also allows you the ability to push it back so that it's out of the way, and then you've got your desk space back. And then we take it a step further, and we introduce our single monitor desk mount with gas spring adjustment. So that now gives you the ability to adjust the height on the fly. So no tools needed. It's gas spring assist, so you can raise and lower it as well as push it back and forth. You can tilt it up and down and also rotate it from landscape to portrait. So that single monitor gives you unlimited positioning of it wherever you want it. And then we step up to our next product, which is a dual monitor gas spring setup. So a single base that has 2 arms on it that both have gas height assist that give you all that functionality, but in a 2 monitor setup. And then so if you want that functionality, any combination of those products can get you into 3 monitors or more. We also have a wall mount option, so if you want to have monitors that clamp onto your desk and then also have either a TV or more monitors mounted to your wall up above, you can definitely do that. And then we do have a triple monitor desk mount that it's really designed for 3 monitors in that sort of immersive experience that is easy to align all of them together. And it works great with all types of monitors. With curved monitors, it gives you a real seamless experience so that it keeps them all aligned. And then we do offer height adjust, so you can get at that comfortable level, and then keeps those monitors really well adjusted. And we have seen other users take that product and then rotate monitors, so they've got maybe 2 in portrait on the sides, while the middle main gaming monitor is in landscape, or any other combination. So it handles that as well. So together, this our assortment of gaming monitor mounts really gives you unlimited options when it comes to setting up your monitors.
That's very, very impressive. And I think even beyond what's, just kind of obvious here, but talk about some of the other features that this comes with, because, not features, but some of the other bullet points you have here include the installation process, if you want to talk about that real quick. And then the other thing is a 5-year warranty. Not many things in tech come with a 5-year warranty. So talk about those two.
Sure. Well, regarding warranty, we are very confident. We stand behind our product. We know that it's built to last, and it should last, and so we just want to make sure that people understand that and that we're here to back the product up. We've got a phenomenal customer service department that's working 7 days a week that can, you can just call and say, I'm trying to set this up, how do I do it? Or I'm having, difficulty with this. Regardless of what the challenge is, they're up for the task. Again, available 7 days a week, a terrific group of people that we have. And then, that's the other great thing is that, thinking about our product is other features that we have, like, are the clamp that gets the monitor onto the desk. So you think about your stands, and each monitor has its own stand, and it's maybe got 3 legs on it, whereas we can take all your monitors up off your desk surface and just give you one base that clamps onto the back of your desk. So again, all this free space, but still very, very rigid, and will hold your monitor steady and still for the forever, essentially.
Right. And I guess now would be a good time to say that obviously Echogear, you guys have been doing TV, you're breaking into monitor, that kind of thing, and you are not the first product to kind of offer to be a stand. We've seen some of the others. Let's see, and even monitor companies are starting to try to peddle their own stands as well. What do you feel really separates you from the competition? Because hey, you do have some pretty tough competition.
Yes, you're right. We're not the first, but I think I feel confident we're doing it the best. And I really mean that. We went to PAX East in Boston in April, and kind of was our unveiling of our monitor mount product to the industry, and really had really warm, wonderful feedback from everyone. What was really amazing to watch is as soon as someone put their hands on it and moved it, it was kind of like this wow moment, like, this is crazy, I had no idea I needed this product, but now that I see it, I can't not have it, kind of thing, because it really like brought to light the vision that they could have had for their monitors, and now they can experience it. Heard a lot of comments about, hey, I've got already a desk mount at home, but it's kind of janky, it doesn't really hold well, I'm not happy with it. And then when they experienced ours, it was, wow, this is a world of difference. And I think that product quality, but the great value you get, with the prices that we have, we really designed it to be affordable, but still really high quality, so that it's extremely smooth motion, so you can easily move your monitor without needing any tools, and then it holds its position once you set it and take your hands off.
I was about to say the prices. I have not priced all of the mounts, but some of the more expensive ones, that we kind of have laying around here. You are offering a product that, and trust me, I had to carry this thing into the office myself. You're offering a product that's very very sturdy, very solidly built, very very heavy, and at the same time, your prices are very very good. I mean, some of that has to come from the fact that you were in the TV mounting business, and I guess you already have partners set up to, kind of not help with the cost, but, manufacturing, distribution, things like that. You must, how do you keep things so affordable?
Well, I got to give credit to our engineering team. They really went and solved it out for us, along with our product management team. We've really looked at, where people's heads were as far as where they're willing to spend, and we wanted to actually surprise them. What we've heard consistently is, I didn't think it would be that affordable, and that's really what we set out to do, because people experience the product first, and then we tell them how much it is, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And I give credit to the engineering team really being able to go out and get creative on how we're solving for materials. I mean, our mounts are made out of heavy gauge steel components. It's not plastic. It's not flimsy. So we've got really great materials, and have been able to do it in a way that, through our engineering and sourcing teams, makes it very affordable.
Very, very nice. And all right, so let's get into the fun bits of this. I'm not sure if you have any off the top of your head that really spring to mind, but talk about some games that benefit from having multiple monitors.
Sure. Well, simulation is one that comes to mind easily, in that immersive experience, whether it's racing or flight, where you want to kind of surround yourself with the environment. I think that's where the triple monitor desk mount comes in from us, because you can get your monitors really well aligned and have it curved, because we have an upright support and then a cross member that connects the three monitors together, and that cross member is actually curved. So by whether you have flat monitors or curved monitors, it's already going to kind of give you that wraparound experience. Really easy to set up. You get the mount in place, and then you can hang your monitors on it, so you can easily do it yourself. And so I think simulation is really the game that mount is designed for. Although, as I spoke earlier, we're seeing people with using that type of mount in different settings, where they're turning some monitors landscape or portrait. I think that when it comes to, like first-person shooters or MMO, RPG, it's like a lot of them are using one monitor. Maybe they got a supplemental monitor for some other menus and whatnot, but the ability to get that main gaming monitor right where you want it, right in front of you. You can pull it close and really have that great experience with, like you said, that $1,500 monitor you just bought, but then also to be able to have other monitors that are running other applications off to the side and be an accompaniment to that. I think that's really where a lot of the value comes, in that, it's not like this mount is made for these games. It's that, think about how you're using your monitors, and we've got the solution to basically achieve whatever it is that you're thinking of.
Right, and even here at the office, simple things like when we're putting the show together, we do things, making the post for the website, and gathering news stories and things like that. Just having even for me, just 3 monitors to kind of segment my thought process definitely helps. And then when it comes to gaming, I'm not sure if you do it, but I know that when I do it, I always have to have some kind of Twitch stream or live stream going on in the background, and having a second monitor for that definitely helps. So, lots of different options.
Absolutely, and
go ahead.
Yes, and I think too, like we had talked about streamers and all of the applications that they have open, and being able to quickly go from monitor to monitor, looking at all of the things that they need to be aware of too. I think there's great benefit for them, and not just for gameplay, but also for streaming and studio artists too.
Any streamers out there, obviously we're streaming on Twitch ourselves, but if any streamers are out there, kind of listening to this right now, let me just say that if you have any hope of having a streaming career, something that happens on the platform, it's not very nice, but it does happen. You want to vet any image, any video that you put on your stream before you actually show it. So having a monitor set aside that you can open things before you actually show them is invaluable. It has saved so many careers. So get a second monitor is what I'm saying to any hopeful Twitch streamers out there. Get a second one. You need it. So there's that, and of course, hey, you might as well mount it and make it comfortable as well. We talked about cost. Anyone out there watching the video, as we said, your starter is your single arm articulating arm that kind of moves the monitor closer or further. $70, as well as goes all the way up to again, kind of a single dynamic to a dual to a triple, all the way up to 150 to 130. I mean, yeah, and these prices, you can also, actually, I'll let you answer, where can you buy them?
Okay, so our products are available either directly from us on Echogear.com, or we do sell them on Amazon as well as Newegg.
Very, very cool. Newegg, they longtime sponsor. We're happy that you sell for them, and of course Amazon. I mean, they rule the world now, so that's also good. So as I said, not too much. I mean, let's talk about real quick some of your other products. If you just want to give us a run through, if someone happens to go out to Echogear.com, they're going to find right there on your homepage, very easy to find, your monitor mounts. But tell us real quickly what other products you sell at your website.
Sure. So we do have TV mounts. We do have different types of mounts available for your TV, no matter the size of TV you have, whether it's a 15-inch or up to an 80-inch. We can fit your TV either with a mount that sits flat to the wall, or one that tilts to reduce reflections and glare, or even those that pull away from the wall and swivel left and right for viewing from anywhere in the room or for multiple rooms. We do have our TV mounts, other AV accessories that we have. We've got a really cool product that we launched this past year. It's an outlet shelf for, you think about, connected speakers that you may have, like a Sonos or a Google Home, or those smart devices like a Echo Dot and things. They need to be plugged in but don't really have a place to set them. We've got a really cool shelf that just basically replaces the wall plate of your outlet. So you just take out the screws, the shelf goes on, you can plug in your small device and have it positioned anywhere in the room or in your kitchen. We've got AV shelves, we've got mounting kits, we've got power like Surge, and we've got a desktop power station available, as well as AV cables. And then I do want to mention that on our website, we've got a really cool tool called Mount Finder. Mm-hmm. So what it does is it takes a lot of the guesswork out of if this mount or gaming monitor will fit your TV or monitor. So you would click on that link and you enter the brand and model of the TV or monitor that you're using, and it'll show you all of the mounts or monitor mounts that are compatible with your TV or your monitor. So you don't have to think, is this going to fit the right size or the weight or the mounting VESA pattern? That tool takes care of it for you and takes away that guesswork. So a really cool tool that we have on our website. And
not to scare people, but because this is kind of what you do. But how often are you not compatible? Is it with certain brands, or because I thought most of them are pretty standard nowadays?
That's a very good question, and I would say that our mounts are universal, so they're designed to work with any maker model, generally designed to fit within a particular size range. So we do compatibility checks on our products, and so if we say that our mount fits 37 to 70-inch TVs, we're very confident that it's gonna fit. But of course, once in a while, there's going to be a TV out there or a monitor that has something that's not standard that goes on with it, and so we check that too. So we just want to make sure that we've got a way for you to do that compatibility before you buy, if you want to. Although I would say that we are like 99% confident that we're going to fit your TV or your monitor, no problem. We have a hardware pack that's inside the box that's designed to work with all makes and models of TVs, so we've got an assortment of bolts of different sizes and different lengths so that you don't have to worry about that. We've got everything to connect your wall mount or your monitor mount to your TV or monitor.
Perfect. And we have about 15 seconds left. If people want to find out more, where can they go?
If you want to find out more, you can go to Echogear.com, and we've got all the information there. And again, our customer service is available 7 days a week. And if anything comes up, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, very cool. And once again, everyone, Echogear, you can find them at Echogear.com as well. And we've been talking to Mr. Ryan Hagberg. He is the Director of Marketing. And Ryan, thank you for coming on Computer America.
Oh, this has been great, Ben. Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Great. Bye-bye.
All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and jump right into commercials. We had to put a hold to those, but everyone, here we go. Be right back.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-215-4461. 800-215-4461. 800-215-4461. That's 800-215-4461.
We are all Brother Wolf. 10 years ago, a group of locals banded together to create positive change. We took animals into our homes, held adoption events at local retailers, and talked to the community about our mission to help build a no-kill Asheville. A decade later, we have achieved so many victories for animals in need. There's been so much progress, yet there's still so much to do. As part of our year-long celebration, we encourage you to become a member of our special Compassionate Circle program. With a monthly donation of $10 or more, you will have behind-the-scenes access to the work we are doing at Brother Wolf. Our goal is to reach 1,000 members because we receive no government funding. Working together, we can help build and sustain no-kill communities. Learn more at compassionatecircle.bwar.org. We are a 501c3 tax-deductible organization.
And welcome back to the Computer America Show. It is 32 minutes past the hour as we continue on here, and we just wrapped up our interview with Echogear. You can find more at Echogear.com. As we said, we actually received a 3-monitor mount. We're going to use that for our studio redesign here coming up in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be awesome. And of course, just hearing about the product, very, very cool that they were able to join us. And if you miss any part of that program, feel free to check out computeramerica.com, where you can find, everything from articles, reviews, show notes, past shows, future shows, anything and everything Computer America related. You can find it at computeramerica.com. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do computer and technology news, because there's been a lot going on. Yesterday we had off. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed that show. And today, in fact, lots going on as well. And most of it Google. So don't be surprised if the next 30 minutes seems like it's brought to you by Google. But it's not. I promise. We can talk bad about them. It's whatever. But yeah, a lot of stuff has been happening. Let's go ahead. Computer and technology news. And that is, of course, brought to you by Computer America. Let's go ahead and start with the obvious one, and that would be Google Plus shutting down. Google Plus, if you don't know, it's a social media site, and the reason I have to say that is because not a lot of people used it. You may have heard about it, but all in all, it was not a very popular service. In fact, there's actually a story here speaking to that exact effect. But let's start with the first one, which is just what the heck happened with Google and Google Plus. This is not what you want to hear. So Google did not disclose security bug because it feared regulation. That's a very justified, real fear to have, because if you feel like, hey, we could have done this better and the government's going to make us do better, hey, maybe the government should make you do better. But Google discovered a software bug that gave third-party developers access to the private profile data of users of its Google Plus social network. Not good. Now, this is coming to us from CNBC. Of course, this was picked up a lot, but this is the one that we're going to, kind of poke through. But Google did not initially disclose a Google Plus security bug when it first discovered it this spring because it feared regulatory scrutiny and reputational damage. That, according to the Wall Street Journal, citing documents and people briefed on the incident. Google wrote in its own blog post on the incident that it determines when to notify users about privacy and security bugs based on the type of data involved, whether it can accurately identify who to inform, and whether there is evidence of misuse, and whether there is any action that a user can take in response. And then based on that criteria, it didn't immediately alert the users of Google Plus. A lot to break down there. Again, that was a quote from its own blog post, essentially saying, and wow, if there was ever a call for added regulation, essentially it said there, it would inform you depending on if it felt like it, if Google felt like you needed to know, and then if you needed to know, it would determine who to even alert. Like, does it alert you, the authorities? At the very least, you would hope that it would inform the person that was compromised. And then the third thing is, what would they do in response? And that could range everywhere from lawsuits to bad publicity to anything that they feel. They said that, hey, these people might sue us. Let's not tell them that they were hacked. This is why I really, really, really am appreciating the news coming out of Europe, where they say that within a week of any hacking, or I think it's actually like something like 5 days, within a week or 5 days of a person losing their personal information from a third-party service, such as Google Plus, they would have to be notified so that they can take the appropriate action. Even in our household, when we heard about this yesterday, I went around and made sure that everyone with a Google account, not just a Google Plus account, changed their passwords. This does not sound like it was strictly a password theft kind of deal, but rather it was anyone who used the service, their personal data was compromised. So if you use Google Plus to check in and say, hey, I just ate at Tom's Taco Shack, whatever. If you sign in and say that I ate here and you shared your location and you did XYZ, it seems that anyone with access to the API through Google and Google Plus, because obviously if you want Google Plus functionality within your within your service, you use the API, they were able to access information that really should have only been available to Google, but not the case. And therefore, I believe it was said something like 500,000 different people. With this bug, the possible exposed data includes names, email addresses, birth dates, profile photos, and gender of up to 500,000 Google Plus accounts. Though not any information related to personal communications or cell phone numbers. Google says that the 438 apps may have used the Application Programming Interface, or API, and they said that they found no evidence that any developers misuse the information, although that's probably something to be found out later. Now, here's the important part. Here's the part that blew me away. Through this one bug that they have known since the spring, and either they tried to hide it behind the big Google event that they did, which it kind of worked because, hey, after this, we're going to be talking about the new Google products. But I will say that with all the hubbub, Google Plus will be shut down over the next 10 months. That coming directly from Google. The company plans to shut down all consumer functionality of Google Plus over 10 months, although it will maintain the enterprise version used by its G Suite business customers. And since the social network first launched in 2011, it failed to gain popular appeal and was broken up into separate products in 2015. The blog post states that the consumer version currently has low usage and engagement, and that 90% of user sessions last less than 5 seconds. They're putting out this information, and I get it. It's damage control. It's essentially saying that yes, 500,000 profiles were stolen. Turns out that 90% of those, they had 5 seconds worth of personal data that they could have been compromised from. And they're also saying that, hey, we're going to shut down Google Plus, but it's okay. No one used it anyways. Now, here's the thing. As a consumer, I know that. As a computer person who follows tech trends, I know that. We know that. Everyone who paid attention knew that. But for Google to come out and outright say it and say, hey, no one uses this anyways, that's a shocker, because Google should always be Google's own best advocate. But in this case, they are essentially severing the shriveled arm of the Google product family. Now, this is pretty big, obviously, because Google Plus was not simply just Google Plus. Google Plus was an account that everyone had to make if they were going to use a YouTube or Gmail account. If you have one of these products, if you have a logged in YouTube account or a Gmail account, odds are you have a Google Plus account. Were you compromised, and to what extent? That depends on how much you actually use Google Plus. The majority of you probably didn't, and you are probably okay. Your email address was most likely taken. That's there's nothing you can help about that. Your passwords and things like that are probably safe, but better safe than sorry. Change them, edit them. Don't just leave them the same. If you have any other existing photos and things like that, make sure that they're backed up in another space, be it another Google product. Let's say you have photos on Google Plus. Make sure they're backed up to, let's say, a Google Drive or something like that, or another service if you don't trust Google anymore. But all that being said, time to migrate off. For you last users, the 10%, you last tens of thousands of people who are using Google Plus, it's time to jump ship. Even, Even the rats have jumped off of this one. And with that being said, let's see. Google shares fell about 2% and to about $11.34, so $1,134 on the news. But of course, recovered several hours later. That's also another kind of fun point. Alphabet, their stock dipped 2%, not even a lot. And then a couple hours later, I guess all the investors were just like, oh wait, Google Plus. That didn't matter anyways. And it recovered all of its money back. Really, I think that not to spin a security breach as a good thing. Security breaches are bad and Google should be held to task. And they should really, really, really be held to task for not disclosing this to the people who were actually affected, i.e. the users, their customers. But I will say, if any good comes out of this, it's that we can stop pretending that Google Plus matters. And that is a wonderful, wonderful gift that this has given us. And to even highlight that point, to emphasize, to underwrite that, to really show that that's the case, I turn your attention now to this other article from Business Insider. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and mention this. The biggest clue that Google Plus was long dead, and this is again the title of the article, Google's top executives stopped using it up to 3 years ago. Dun, dun, dun. As I said, Google should always be Google's best advocate. And when your higher ups no longer decide to use your product anymore, even they fail to see the value that you bring to the world with your own product. And they said that Google dominates many areas of our online lives, but Google Plus was its attempt to break into social media. But it was seen as one of the biggest failures, and now it has an unhappy ending. And by the way, there's a tweet here saying that Google Plus is shutting down. This is like when a band announces that they're splitting up, and your first reaction is, oh, didn't realize they were still going. Indeed. Let's see. Google co-founder Larry Page last posted in August 2015 to Google Plus. CEO Sundar Pichai last posted in March 2016 to Google Plus. And yes, even the great Eric Schmidt, the former CEO and executive chairman, last posted February 2017. Man. It's, let's see, co-founder Sergey Brin last posted September 2017, and the list goes on. Essentially, even the most staunchly pro-Google faces you've ever seen, even they were like, Google Plus, why bother? So, yeah, I guess here at Computer America, we're going to have to start taking off all of our branding for Google Plus, but at any rate, I'm also kind of happy to see it go. Google does have a social media aspect to it. It's called YouTube. And YouTube has its own culture, its own fan base, its own users. I hope that they expand the functionality of communities within YouTube and they stop thinking Google Plus is something that the world needs. Because, where Google Plus is just going to fall over and die, I think there's going to be a massive pullback from social media altogether. We're already seeing it among younger folks, and even beyond that, just ordinary people are not using social media, i.e. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, things like that, as much as they used to. The weak will perish, and the strong will wither. That's just the way social media seems to be going. But yeah, with that being said, check us out, facebook.com/Computer America. Like our page. Thank you so much. Now, to move on to our next story. Let's see. As I said, this half hour is probably going to be a Google Strong segment. Let's talk about the Google Pixel 3 event. Yeah. That was the big news. The Google Pixel 3. People were waiting for it. It was, I guess they did not disappoint. Though I will say that we're going to start with this story about the price and then work our way back from there, get into the features. The Google Pixel 3 phones. This coming to us, by the way, from Engadget. Engadget did a wonderful job covering the event out there during the whole premiere. But let's start with this article. Google's Pixel 3 phones sound like a solid upgrade, but there's one change that you might not have you racing to place an order, and that would be the price. Where the new Android flagship starts at about $800 for the base 5.5-inch phone, and which is about a $150 jump from the Pixel 2. So last year it was $649, this year $799. The Pixel 3 XL, which is obviously the larger of the handset, cost about $50 more, which is about $900. So $799 for the regular 5.5-inch screen, whereas the XL, which would probably be like a 6.4-inch screen, will run you about $900. And you're not getting any additional storage for the money either. Since both the 2017 and 2018 Pixels start with a 64 gigs of space, all you're paying for is the screen real estate. Now, and of course, you'll now have to think considerably more carefully about leaping in, especially when the price gap between the regular and the XL shrunk to just $100. Obviously, this is much, much cheaper than, well, I say much, I mean like $100 or $150 cheaper than their competitors, i.e., the Samsung phone and the Apple phone. That's closer to their competition. But then again, there's things like the OnePlus 6 and the OnePlus 6T coming out, which are aimed at something more like $650, $700. Google striking a weird middle ground where they're higher than a mid-range phone, but they're lower than a flagship phone. Really, it seems like if you want a flagship Google phone, you're happy. If you want a flagship phone, not so much. So there's that one. Let's talk a bit more about the event. There's other article, again, from Engadget. Google Pixel 3 by the numbers. And they said that Google offered everybody a peek at its fall product lineup at its Made by Google event in New York today. The internet search giant, the internet search giant, and of course hardware purveyor, showed off its latest handset with the Pixel 3, as well as a wireless charging dock for it, and a more robust Chromecast, a smart home hub, which we will mention very quickly, and a snazzy 2-in-1 convertible tablet. Now, the first one. Let's see. The first one here. Actually, how about this? How about because I really wanted to get into the details of the Pixel 3 XL. So we're actually going to swap stories real quick. And now, here we go. Perfect. Just what I wanted. A nice little block chart of what it kind of offers. So the Pixel 3 XL, as we were talking about, $899 or of course $1,000 if you want the more memory. Dimensions, they look to be about the same as the Galaxy Note 9, the OnePlus 6, the iPhone XS Max. The weight is a little bit on the lighter side, about the same, no big deal there. I don't think anyone in years has picked up a smartphone and said, oof, I almost threw my back out. The weight really just doesn't matter anymore. Let's see. So the screen size, 6.3 inches as opposed to some of the others, which include the iPhone XS Max, which is currently the 6.5 King. So 6.3, not bad. Screen resolution, a little bit lower than, a little bit lower than Apple, but at the same time, very competitive at a 2560 by 1440, and a 523 PPI. Pretty good. The screen looks really, really good. So I will give it that. It is OLED. It's not AMOLED by such as the one that Samsung produces, or that the OnePlus 6 sports. But I will say that the OLED looks very, very good. Battery, pretty good. 3,400 milliamps. Less than a Galaxy Note, more than an Apple. Internal storage, 64 or 128 gigs, depending on which version you buy. Again, the 9 or 1000. No external storage. Rear camera. Non-dual camera. Interesting. Most, and I say most, all these other ones that we're comparing here today, all the others have a rear-facing dual camera to help give you, kind of better shots, but Google has foregone that. They also, let's see. So all that being said, looks like the camera is a little bit worse. The front-facing dual cameras. So they have dual cameras, they're just in the front instead of the back. Not sure how I feel about that. Either way. All right, so I guess this Google phone is made for selfies. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. Okay. 4K. It can shoot 4K video, but it can only capture it at 30 frames per second. Every other competitor is currently shooting at 4K, but also 60 frames per second. Big miss there. Let's see. Yep, runs Qualcomm Snapdragon 845. No big difference there. A little bit slower processor as compared to the others, so a little bit slower of a phone, but shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. RAM, Bluetooth, NFC. This one, let's see. One thing is that it is running on Android 9.0. Being from Google, who of course manages Android, it's going to have the latest and greatest. Let's see. It's IPX8 certified, so that means it's going to be waterproof up to a point. You're going to be able to take it in the shower with you, but odds are you probably won't want to. And all that and more, USB-C and a key wireless charging system. All in all, other than the camera, the screen looks pretty good, the battery looks good, the processor looks good. The camera really sucks that it doesn't have dual rear cameras, but instead has dual front-facing cameras. I'm pretty impressed with this, honestly, for being $200 cheaper, or in some cases, $500 cheaper than an Apple offering. I would not say that you would be disappointed with this phone. And by the way, everyone out there who's simply listening to this on the radio and does not have the opportunity to see this thing, yes, it has a notch, unfortunately. So the notch is here to stay, at least for a little bit, until we figure out how to do away with it. Now, let's switch back over to the story. Again, the Google Pixel 3 event by the numbers. The first one, 5 gigahertz. The Chromecast is already 3 generations deep, and they said that the latest iteration doesn't stray too far from the lineup. It's offering add-on 1080p streaming capabilities to any TV for $35. Chromecast is Chromecast, $35. They're not changing that. However, now it offers 5 gigahertz 802.11ac Wi-Fi support, and they also have a stronger and more stable internet connection. So, if you have a modern router, that is 802.11ac compatible, this means you'll be able to stream a more steady stream to your Chromecast, which is good. Good to hear. The next one is a 10-watt charge, saying that Google is continuing the industry on-again, off-again relationship with wireless charging technology. And they said that it's an $80 accessory and effectively turns your phone into a smart display as it charges. So this might be an inexpensive alternative to a home hub. Let's see. So there's that one. The next one, they also have, they've introduced some smart lighting. So up until this point, a lot of smart lighting has been associated with Google or Apple or even GE. And they've had to tie into systems that, you had to buy into one or the other, and then you could control them through an app and so on and so forth. But check this out. As of on Tuesday, they're teaming up and releasing a line of intelligent home lights that don't require a separate hub, such as the Philips Hue do. Instead, these bulbs will pair directly to any Google Home speaker. That's right. So you don't need you don't need Google or Philips Hue or GE or whatever. Instead, it's just going to be a basic light bulb that can connect to, I'm assuming, really anything. So very, very cool there. Let's see. So we have the 7-inch touchscreen, Google, of course, and actually we should probably bring that one up. We're going to wrap up today's show. We have like a minute left, talking about the Google Home Hub. So we're not going to rehash the Google Home products because, we've talked about the Google Home products a lot, but this is a new offering to that lineup, which is the Home Hub. If you ever like the idea of controlling all of your smart devices from one spot, Google has unveiled a tablet. It's a 2-in-1. When it's sitting there charging, it can work as a smart hub where it will show you recipes. You can control lights. You can talk to it. It will show you a video feed, basic things like that. And then when you pick it up off of the charging stand, it will act as a standard tablet. So there's product videos out there. We're definitely going to talk more about all this kind of thing with our correspondent, Sandy Berger, who will be joining us tomorrow. If you want a more in-depth, probably level-headed conversation about Google and all their offerings, tune in tomorrow with Sandy Berger here on Computer America. So until next time, folks, have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, hey, be sure to catch us here tomorrow, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, as we do news, reviews, interviews, things like that. It's always a lot of fun. And again, until next time, have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.